What happens when you average the slope of the trend across multiple time frames? Well, you get a super smooth, high-probability momentum signal that filters out the noise of standard oscillators. That is exactly what the regression slope oscillator by BIGBELUGA does. If we were to take a long position when the oscillator crosses above the signal line while below zero, we can see that that trade would have been profitable a few candles later. The same thing happened here. The oscillator dipped into oversold territory and then crossed back up, revealing that this position would have been profitable because the slope of the trend did in fact strengthen afterwards. Now here was another signal just a few candles later, and the oscillator crossed zero. Well, this trade too would have been profitable. Ladies and gentlemen, this regression slope oscillator used to be a premium BIGBELUGA indicator, but it's available on TradingView for everyone to use. Now to get started with this indicator, you want to go to TradingView and then open any trading security that you like in any time frame. For me, I'm going to be using the 15-minute time frame of whipsaws. After that, you want to click on Indicators and type in Regression Slope Oscillator, and you want to select this one by BIGBELUGA. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the all-powerful Regression Slope Oscillator. I know you may be thinking, but what exactly is it? Well, it's a trend momentum tool that applies multiple linear regression slope calculations over different look-back ranges, then averages them into a single oscillator line. Its primary objectives are to highlight when price is extending beyond typical regression behavior. And number two, it can also be used to determine the trend momentum direction. We're going to go over how this indicator can do that in a bit, but for now, let's take a look at what this indicator is made of. Now, as stated before, the purpose of this indicator is to calculate regression slopes across a user-defined range. For example, from 10 to 100 with steps of 5. We have the oscillator line here, which averages all these sample slopes. Up at the top, we have the dashboard, which displays the number of slope samples and the current average slope value. The coloring is dynamic. It goes from orange to aqua based on slope extremes. When the oscillator rises, price trend is strengthening. When it falls, momentum weakens. Now in the settings of this indicator, you can see that we can change the min range, max range, and step. Higher numbers provide smoother and wider ranges, while lower numbers generate tighter and more sensitive ranges. Now the Style tab has several customizable options that we can toggle on or off. Now using this indicator to trade can be broken down into 3 strategies. For 2, we can use the signal line crossovers to identify reversal entries. Let's begin with the first strategy. To identify a trend shift, you first need to watch the oscillator cross above or below zero. This confirms shifts in regression slope direction. For example, if the oscillator is below zero and orange, the trend is bearish. Once it crosses above zero and turns aqua, the trend is bullish. This is your baseline filter. But for more precise entries, we need to add the signal line. The indicator includes a moving average of a slope. To identify a pullback or reversal, we look for the oscillator to cross above the signal line while below zero. This is a bullish reversal signal. It indicates downside, momentum exhaustion, and potential trend recovery. So basically, the oscillator dips below zero, and then to confirm that it will bounce, we need to ensure it crosses above the signal line. Once we have this, we enter a long position. The stop loss can go at the recent swing low, and the take profit can be set at 1.5 times risk, letting the trade run. And as you can see, the trade was profitable. And of course, for a short position, we're going to do the opposite. Look for a cross below the signal line while above zero. Now, this was just one of the methods of trading with the regression slope oscillator. Ladies and gentlemen, the regression slope oscillator is a valuable tool for traders seeking to enhance their ability to anticipate market movement, identify critical momentum shifts, and stay aligned with the prevailing trends.